Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and somebody's having trouble drawing a vector piano board, keyboard that they want to engrave. And there's just a couple things you need to think about. I must have two copies of those things. When we're doing this, is it whether you're going to engrave these lines, or you're going to engrave the black, but are you going to engrave these, or are you going to vector engrave them? If you vector engrave it, it would just have to grade. Well, it wouldn't really save that much time because it's going to have to go, the laser's going to have to go, and I don't know, maybe not engraving it, maybe he's printing it. But I'm just going to kind of show you the way I would do it. I'm going to draw a rectangle. I'm going to make something 1.5, make it an even number. I'm going to go ahead and make it black. And when I say an even number, my nudge factor, I'm going to set a 1.5. So I'm going to hit the plus key on the keyboard and then just Control D all the way across. So I've got that many keys. Might need one more. And then, but really what we should have done first is taken this rectangle, and to make it more like a piano key, let's round off those corners. I wouldn't round off the back corners, but I want to round off the front corners. So with your ratio unlocked, I'm just going to go like to 0.05. And what that did, that just gave me a little bit of a round corner, and that's just personal preference. And then I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate and go all the way across the board. Probably got one too many. Then just make your black keys, and I don't know anything about pianoing. We're going to make it about that wide or whatever you want. And what's so cool about that, if you grab it up here, you can get it to snap to the center of that edge. Now, we still have our nudge factor set on 1.5, so we're just going to duplicate. We're going to duplicate ones we probably don't need. Sometimes my laptop won't keep up with the duplicate, as you can see. Always want to go, make sure you don't have them on the top of each other. And pretty bad. So I'm just hitting the plus key and the right arrow key. Now we just need to mimic and take the ones away we do not need. We're going to take away that one. We're going to take away that one. It's always better to have a picture, unless you know how to play the piano. Or then here's probably one of the most, and one thing we didn't do, I didn't round off these corners, but you'd want to do the same thing there on this shorter ones. And then just take your virtual segment delete key and delete these lines, because if we're going to vector engrave them, we don't want those lines to be there. And I'm going to show you in just a second how you can separate everything. I'm going to zoom in. I'm just taking the virtual segment delete key, which deletes a line and it stops where it hits another line. Now the black keys are all one piece. So what I would do now, holding down the Alt key and take your pick tool, and just nudge these down, and see, that's what we got. Now we can take these and make them all black, but then don't forget to take away the outline. Then at that time, if you're going to engrave these, you're going to engrave them at something, but if you're going to vector engrave them, turn them to a hairline and then just move them back. That way it'll engrave or print or however you're doing it. And it would look a lot better if you had these rounded. But that's how I would do it. Vector engraving is like you're trying to cut through the wood, but use really high power and really high speed, so it won't cut all the way through, and it'll just mark those lines. But because those lines stop, holding down the Alt key and selecting the bottom, because those lines stop, it's going to stop at that point right there. Anyway, I hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching.